Welcome back
Thank
to
you for
Speaks
tuning in
Life,
to Speaks
where we
Life.
let
If
you
you
know
could just
that you
hit
are
that
not stuck. You can
notification bell
rise
along with
above
the
any
subscribe button so you can
situation.
get
Without
more
further
awesome
ado,
videos
I
like the
do
one we
present the
have
next
today.
video
Thank you.
with this supporting our family and friends in therapy. Thank you. What's going on, Speaks Life? So today I want to talk about supporting your friends and family in therapy. This came about because I've seen it in 3 different facilities. I've heard, seen and heard people talking about how their wives, their husbands, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, whatever, don't support them, or family members giving them the most turmoil because they're in therapy. Whether or not one of them said, they said their mate said that they don't need it, as if saying that you're just going to go, you don't really need therapy. Just especially in the black community, because that person was black. Especially in the black community, they said you don't tell everybody your business or blah blah blah. Basically we keep everything hush hush and we just pray. And that was one of the things too that's one of the females told me. Now she said that her mom said that all she needed to do was throw her meds away and get right with God. First of all, don't some medicines cannot be quit cold turkey. Okay? Some medicines cannot be quit cold turkey. And second of all, they just don't get right with God, just don't sit well with me, as if saying that someone seeking to get help doesn't need to go get help, but they need to pray to a God to just change their whole habits without them ever doing anything else about it. Just praying to a God, but don't do any no work. Period. That's what therapy is about. Work. You're working in through your insides, your internal being, to and with the outside information to be able to change your life. So basically, they're basically saying you're wrong, you're not right with God, and God is punishing you. That's why you're having this mental illness. That's why you're having such. I completely disagree with that, and I'm gonna let it be known. Lack of support. The lack of support is basically where they completely do not support you going to therapy. Not saying you don't need it, but still talk jump and let you go. But completely as if saying it's therapy or me, or the fact that whenever we do our I'm doing a circle because we do like a circle of support. But anytime we do anything that we have to write down our support, we really sometimes second guess our support. And I don't want to use what does support do, right? So if you're not helping me in the situation, you're not helping my healing. If you're not helping me to become a better person, you're not supporting me. You're not supporting therapy. You're telling me I don't need it. You're rolling your eyes when I go. We're fighting every time I go. You swear it's a woman or a female or a man or a boy there. It's not, the main objective is not thought about here. The main objective is that for that person to become a better being. Okay, so that's lack of support. And from lack of support, somebody else piggyback on it and was saying that their feelings were unvalidated. The fact that they feel like they had to do this, they didn't validate those. They said no, you don't, or this happened to me too. So if I knew how to deal with it, you should be able to deal with it. If I could deal with it, just a me too mentality. Okay. Another one is that competition. You could, again, like the Me Too mentality. I'm competing with you. Oh, you had past traumas. Well, I had past traumas. Okay, well, if you had past traumas, or whatever, if it's substance abuse or whatever the situation is, if you had it too, or they had it too, instead of not supporting them, you could go and actually learn something. You could go and actually be a better being, like this person in therapy is going to do. So, and also, picking back on the follow with that one, there are certain dates and times and groups. I mean, Facebook groups, groups within your community, online groups. There are plenty of groups, research that you guys can do on the type of issue that the person is going to therapy for. Or like I said, you can actually go to the clinic. There are certain days the clinics, or once a month, or certain clinics do it maybe twice a month, or every weekend. I know one they do every Friday, where you actually go in You will bring your family. They encourage you to bring your family and your friends to the clinic, so they can ask any questions that they need to ask. If something is so simple but means so much, you're saying, what can I do to help you while you're working through your traumas or your issue? Even if the person replies, just don't make no more hell for me. Even if that person replies that, okay? So the next one is the cleanup woman. And I'm sorry. Yeah, the next one is the cleanup woman, okay? And the reason why I said the cleanup woman, I came in with this because everybody, you know that song, the cleanup woman is the woman who leaves, the woman who gets all the love you girls leave behind, okay? Now, that happens for women and men. And the reason why I say the cleanup women is because these people are genuinely here, especially if the therapy is not court mandated. These people are genuinely here trying to better themselves. In return, will better your life, everybody else's life that they connect with, because they're becoming a stronger person. They will be able to to live their lives without having to deal with drugs, or come to be able to deal with problems without having to result in unhealthy ways. So, I say the clean up one because there's a running complaint, okay, that people feel more loved and accepted in group than they do outside of group. Like, we have married men and women who actually feels a closer bond to people inside group, non-sexual, or not, but they feel a closer bond to them because they're actually trying to support them. When you're at home saying you don't need it, somebody is at group telling them, yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for trying to make better your life, making another step towards becoming a greater you, So men and women, like, don't go to group to search. We do not go to group to search for a significant other. But I will be clear that if you don't support them, 9 times out of 10, there's somebody that will support them in therapy. Okay? And we don't want that. We want who we originally picked. I'm be honest with you. We want who we originally picked. Or, we have ties, we have kids and stuff like that. All we want y'all to do is to get together. But this girl shouldn't be able to understand me more than my significant other or my family member. Okay? So, the last thing I'm going to do is bring me down to the 5 love languages. And I'm only topping this just a little bit. I'm going to make another video, maybe put it up here or whatever. But it's called the 5 love languages. And the 5 love languages is quality time, words of affirmation, gift giving, acts of service, and physical touch. Now, like I said, I'm going to make a video on that. But if we're in YouTube. Gary Chapman, the 5 love language, or you can just wait to my video, or just do both. There's not an all or nothing thinking. I learned that thanks to therapy. But either way. But so and that is a barrier that we do have. We actually love on each other differently, and then and it may look like lack of support. For instance, the person that is going to therapy their love language may be quality time. They want quality time. They want you just to sit with them, or to listen to them, or to understand that they're working their problems out. They just want you to be one solid thing in their life that doesn't move. You know what I'm saying? But maybe the person that's not in therapy, their love language is physical touch, or acts of service. Well, I cleaned up, didn't I? Or I I gave you a massage or whatever, but at the same time, if you giving them a massage, you cleaning up, and then you turn around and say, you don't need that mess, it's like you just broke that bond that you could have had. You broke that because your love languages weren't the same, and you guys need to discuss this. But this is something they're learning in therapy, and they can't come to you or anyone else and tell them what they've learned and try to strengthen up their interpersonal relationship relationships between themselves and other people if the other people doesn't have a open eye to it, open mind to it. Okay. I think I pretty much got everything. I did put in here fighting in the kitchen sinking. I'm not sure if I covered that before, but basically, they're just saying they have to fight with their people, because they feel like they're seeking attention. The people feel like they're seeking attention. That's why they're going to therapy, to seek attention. In reality, they're going to therapy to better themselves. And the last attention they want, or anybody want, is more reflection. But that's what therapy is about. You know, you got to understand, guys, that this is a battle. This is a really tough battle, and it takes a lot to break your habits. It takes a lot to be able to look in a mirror and understand, hey, this is my behavior. I am responsible for this. I do have the power to change this, and I cannot push this on somebody else. So the last thing they need when they're already trying to be accountable is someone else telling them they don't need therapy, because now you're saying they don't need to be accountable, because that's what therapy teaches. Okay? Again, thank you for tuning in. This is Speaks Life. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Thank you for the time.
Thank you for sticking with me through this segment, you guys. I really do appreciate it. If you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button and notification bell, like and comment if you do indeed like this kind of content. I do appreciate you again. See you on the next.